Hello everyone, Spencer Stabio here, and welcome to my top 10 movies of 2024. So just to get straight into it, number 10 is Heretic, directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. Now, after seeing this movie, it was a pretty entertaining religious horror film. I found the performance from Hugh Grant to be just brilliant. Like, just the way he would explain his views on religion itself. It was just, it was really unconventional in the way he acted throughout this movie. He was both hilarious and threatening. He managed to walk that, fine line for the duration of the runtime. And the two actresses, I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but I thought they did really well. Sophie Thatcher, I think one of their names is she's like the more strong-willed of the two, and the other is more like naive and kind of soft-spoken, who has to like step up in the situation. And anyways, throughout the movie, they're trying to outwit him, and I don't know, it's just a thoroughly tense and entertaining horror film. By the end, it left an impact on me, and it's one of those films that, asks questions. It doesn't tell you what to think. It basically just tells you to think. Yeah, it was just really well done in my eyes. Number 9 is Thelma, directed by Josh Margolin. This was one of the biggest surprises of the year for me. June Squibb, the lead actress, this was actually her first leading role, and she just did a great job. She just had that spunk as this 93-year-old woman who is just wishing for some independence and who takes charge of this, situation regarding, someone taking her money, as, situation of fraud, and she goes on this, adventure. It also acts as a action movie, and I think, there was a lot of well-done comedy that came out of that as it turned the action tropes on their head. And yeah, just all in all, just very charming, life-affirming movie that, it's just one of those movies that makes you feel good by the end. And, everyone, involved did a decent job, I thought. Number 8, Tokyo Cowboy, directed by Mark Marriott. Now, I was actually pretty lucky to see this. As far as I know, the widest release it had in the United States here domestically was 25 theaters in the whole country, which is insane to me. So luckily, I had a showing somewhere close by in a theater, and I took that chance, and I'm really glad I did. It's it's a fish out of water story you don't see every day, and the lead actor, I thought, did a really good job in that role, in that position. And it's just seeing a Japanese man, learning to be accustomed to the ranch life, and also just some, self-discovery. It's a very calming, reflective movie, and every actor, every character was likable, and it's overall just a positive movie that reminds us of our shared human experiences. And yeah, just a very calm and memorable movie overall. Number 7, Flow, directed by Gintz Zobalatis. Another unique film. It's an animated film from Latvia. And yeah, the animation in this was not really something I've ever seen before, apart from video games, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, actually, because I think it works really well for an animated film. And it just reminds me of all of the creativity and great stories that can come out of that medium. And so, yeah, it's a story about a cat whose home gets overtaken by a flood, and they have to join forces with these different species on a boat as they take on this, new treacherous sea. And, it's just a nice central story about, sticking together when disaster strikes. And also it presents an interesting world. It's like this long lost human civilization. You see some remnants of that. And also, even though the central story is pretty straightforward, there were aspects of this movie that are not like spoon-fed to you. There's no dialogue in this film whatsoever, so it's purely a visual experience. And yeah, just another interesting, unique film to come out this year. Number 6, Strange Darling, directed by J.T. Molnar.
How did I get so lucky tonight? I know it isn't true.
Oh boy, this was another big surprise for this year. The lead actress Willa Fitzgerald did a fantastic job. I mean, she should really be getting awards recognition for this. And anyways, it's a thriller that doesn't play out quite exactly as you expect. Just the way that the story was told, it made it to be a very satisfying, thrill ride, and how everything came together by the end was worth it. And overall, just a really, really good thriller that I will remember for years to come. And yeah, just great performances from everyone all around. It was shot on 35 millimeter, and it definitely had that indie movie feel. Like, I think the budget was $4 million, and that money was really well spent. And not sure what else to say on that. Just a very good movie that you shouldn't miss out on. Number 5, The Wild Robot, directed by Chris Sanders. Now, this was another swing and home run by DreamWorks. It was a surprisingly mature animated movie, something similar to Puss in Boots' Last Wish, which came out 2 years ago. And yeah, just another win by DreamWorks. They're shaping up to be quite the rival for Pixar lately, in my opinion. Just with the stories they are deciding to tell. This one is about parroting and this robot that, ends up being stranded on this forest island, and it ends up making a connection with these animals, especially this baby duckling named Bright Bill, who she becomes like a mother-like figure to him. And it was just a very touching movie that, actually, there were tear-jerking moments, I'm not going to lie. There's one moment in particular that I happened to, let's say, relate to in some way. It's, man, that was definitely one of the biggest moments of, the year as far as films go for me. And yeah, just overall a very touching, emotional animated film that, took me by surprise. Just go see it. Number 4 is A Quiet Place Day One, directed by Michael Sarnowski. Now, Lupito, just to get out of the way, Lupito Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn in this movie I thought were great. The central story, it was surprising to me. Like, it's the kind of story that makes me want to be a better person. And this actually might be my favorite of the Quiet Place movies. Like, the sound design in this movie, I thought was some of the best I've heard all year. Just the central story about having the courage to be kind to others, even if the world seems to be ending. That part, really took me for an emotional roller coaster, just seeing what, us humans can do for each other. And also the director, Michael Sarnowski, is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I can definitely see those influences here. Just just telling, a really human story, a really touching story against this backdrop of like this, epic, situation. And yeah, just I think it's officially my favorite of the Quiet Place movies so far. I can't wait to, see what else we'll see from that world. Number 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, directed by Sean Levy.
Let's fucking go.
Oh man, I think this is the most fun I had with a Marvel movie since No Way Home. It has, that nostalgia, but I especially appreciate it when that nostalgia carries weight with the story itself. Just how they managed to tie that in with, the Logan that we knew from the Fox Marvel films. I thought was really done beautifully. And speaking of the Fox Marvel films, this acts as a great salute. And also there's this commentary about the pruning of franchises and, what gets left behind. And I was actually surprised to see a big studio like Disney let them get away with this. But, the kind of pull that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman get. So I honestly shouldn't be that surprised. But anyways, just a very great, fun film that, has clearly has love for the material it's adapting. Just off the chart chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Just a lot of great humor, touching, emotional moments, and just a great movie in general. Number 2, Dune Part 2, directed by Denis Villeneuve.
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Now, for me, this is like a how-to on how to do a professional blockbuster. Just the acting, the writing, the spectacle itself is just done right. And it just all came together to make a great sequel to the first film. Gorgeous cinematography, set design. Pretty much all the visuals in this movie are just, fantastic. And it manages to capture the themes of the source material faithfully and get them across successfully, I thought. Just a great blockbuster and a great theater experience that will be remembered for years to come. Now I think it's time for some honorable mentions. The Bikeriders, directed by Jeff Nichols. Pretty good cast overall, and I think it delves into some themes of masculinity and how they explore that. I thought was well done. Saturday Night, directed by Jason Reitman, a telling of the 90 minutes that preceded the first show of Saturday Night Live and making television history, and I thought the cast all did a good job impersonating the people that were a part of that. Wicked, directed by John M. Chu, a faithful adaptation of the stage musical that I had fun with more than I expected. Smile 2, directed by Parker Finn. I think this movie surpasses the original, and it really stepped up the cinematography and the acting and the horror elements. Longlegs, directed by Oz Perkins. Nicolas Cage, just, man, what a transformation. He was just so abnormal in the film that, he took every scene he was in. Dìdi, directed by Shawn Wayne. It was a charming, nostalgic coming-of-age story, especially for me, and is set in the late 2000s, and I thought the way they utilized that was really well done. Scene, directed by Greg Quadar, a story about the rehabilitation through the arts program at Sing Sing correctional facility in upstate New York. And I thought Coleman Domingo gave a really award-worthy performance in this one, and just a very positive movie overall. And Juror number 2, directed by Clint Eastwood, a pretty tense courtroom drama with a good performance from Nicholas Hoult, and just the moral quandaries that came out of it. Now, for my number one movie, the big star of this movie, he had some humble beginnings, and it came from a pretty well-known TV show. He made his guest star appearance, and turned out to be a pretty memorable moment in TV history. And he ended up getting some work, which eventually led to this movie I'm about to bring up now. And that movie is Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers.
I'm ready.
Now, this is the movie this year that got that phrase out of me. This is cinema. And Robert Eggers is just... This was his baby. Like, this is the movie that he's wanted to direct for years now. And they just work so extremely well together. And it just made for a true cinema experience. And just the cinematography and visuals were crazy. I thought the cast did great all across the board. Lily Rose Depp, I think, gives, an awards-worthy performance. She really deserves attention. And man, Bill Skarsgård, he just completely transformed into Count Orlok. Like, when I saw him, I could not recognize him. Like, the makeup department just did a really great job. And just the atmosphere. Oh, the atmosphere in this movie, it was so good. So good. It felt like one of the Hammer horror films, except with modern technology and just the freedom to go further with the story and delve into, specific themes of the Nosferatu story itself. And yeah, just, you couldn't miss with this one. Robert Eggers has been, an interesting director, and one I've, liked more and more as the years have gone by. And with, 2022's movie, The Northman, that was like a masterpiece to me. And having this be my favorite movie of 2024, I mean, that just cements Robert Eggers deeper into, what I find to be, a great director. And I'm not sure what else to say, just a very great cinema movie that, should be seen, and just a great, horror tale, a great atmospheric horror tale that has this dreamlike quality to the storytelling. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have any top 10 movies of your own from this year, just leave them down in the comments below, and have a good day.